Hey Capricorn, welcome to your May reading. I have already laid out the cards. It's all done. I started recording and then my son needed me to help him, so I have the kids home. They may interrupt a few times, mum life, but I'll do the best that I can. Okay, first cards we have is the Fairy Norn, planning, patience and cooperation, along with attachment in reverse. Now this attachment in reverse, I feel like it's sort of a time now where you're ready to let go of things. However, what I feel like you're letting go is kind of a pretense. I feel like you're just sick of having to wear a mask and pretend with something. However, you need to be patient with yourself. This Fairy Norn, so she is crafting, I'll show you the imagery. She is making this beautiful unicorn tapestry. Now this takes patience and it also takes hard work. And I feel like you need to put in the work to release your attachments, to kind of put in the work to get to that point where you're no longer pretending, making things up is what I want to say for some reason. It's kind of like you're just living a life of, I know I'm going to say exactly how it feels in my head. It's like you're living a life of lies, to the point where I feel like you don't really honestly know what's true anymore. And this is like paired with that Fairy Norn. It's like, hey, be patient, take time, be kind to yourself and put in the work to make the changes that you need to make. Now the next card is the sixth chakra Archangel Metatron. I feel as though your third eye is blocked. I feel like you can't trust in your intuition during this time. I feel as though this is causing you to be impulsive, reckless, and make decisions that are not coming from something that's intuitive, that's, really in alignment with who you are. And this, again, it comes with that pretense of trying to be something you're not. It's trying to create something that's not in alignment with you. Now I feel like you're ready to open up, you're ready to heal these. But again, I feel like it's a trauma response. You need to realize that some things take time to heal from, to overcome. And you have to put in the work for it. It's not just going to fix itself. The next cards we have is Orwin, Gift, Divine Inspiration and Awakening. So that coming after the third eye being blocked is a really good sign. And also the Garden and the Gate. These are positive cards. Now, the Garden and the Gate to me, it's like everything within your garden is, you have everything that you need, right? Things are growing and blossoming exactly where you are, which is a really good positive thing. It is saying that things are not greener on the other side. Things are greener where you are. So realize the blessings that you have. With Orwin, again, it is saying the gifts are with you up. You don't need more than what you have. You don't need to, I want to say you don't need to dream bigger. You need to embrace what you have. And I want to say like there's work for you to do here. It's like there's work for you to do here. So don't move away from it. This really does come with that Fairy Norn. She's building something where she's taken the time to create something which is a masterpiece. And she realizes that, that means that you have to use quality products. You have to take your time to really build and create something. This is where I feel like you're ready to build and create something of luxury, of a high standard. If you look at Owen, look what she's wearing. She's like a princess. Her clothes are really good quality. And yet I feel like she's not fully seeing all that she has. And this is what I feel like this is a time of you being inspired by where you are and being inspired by what you have. And drawing inspiration on that. I do feel like this is a very healing moment for you, Capricorn. And there are definitely blessings coming to you. Okay, the next cards we have is Asteroid, Love, Fire, Sensuality and Fertility. This is in reverse. So victory, things are coming in your favor. With Asteroid, it really is about passion and love. So your relationship may be blooming during this time. There may be some kind of win in terms of values. I feel as though that by honoring your values, you're creating this kind of, I feel like ripple effect within your love life actually. I feel like being the bigger person is creating kind of like this when I say bigger person, it's kind of weird because it feels as though by stepping into who you actually are rather than who you're trying to be and pretend to be because of being wounded, by being, the solid, unwounded version of yourself, which you are, but I feel as though it's, taking off that mask and really seeing actually, I am okay. I am this victorious. Let me look at her. It's like, I'm so golden. I have kind of look. And even Astrid, it's just like such a, I know who I am, I know where I am kind of vibe. And I feel like once you're in that energy, that ripples out into the people that you love, and what they love about you. And I feel like it's a really good time for relationships for you. But I do feel be conscious of it coming into, again, we've got fall vibes with Astral, but I feel as though it's like a time for harvest. So it's not a time to be like overspending. It's not, and again, we're in Mercury retrograde, so we are guided to not overspend. Now, I don't fully believe that we should avoid things during Mercury retrograde. Things come to our attention for a reason. However, I feel like we need to make smart choices. So if it does come to your attention that, you need to buy that luxury item because you need it for this purpose, then buy it because it's come to your attention during Mercury retrograde. If it's more impulsive and reckless, like this energy we're feeling in the beginning, it's saying, it's time to harvest, not a time to start planting seeds. But again, I feel as though you're taking harvest during this time as well. And that can be reaping the rewards of your efforts. Next we have the Queen of the Darkwood Elves, Premonition, Foreshadowing, and Mystery. And the Sun. Interesting. So the Sun is obviously a really good card. It's really positive. It's kind of like basking in the positive energy. Kind of as though I feel as though a victory for you is just helping you feel more happier. Emotionally, I feel like it's a good time for you because of that. I like a sense of relief. With this foreshadowing mystery, I feel as though I feel like part of the shadow of that, now you're in the sun energy, now you're in the positive, that was more negative and dark before. I feel like that's kind of, by that not being so mysterious, like things coming to a conclusion, things revealing themselves, are keeping you in a good, happy energy. But I do feel as though there are still unknowns to you, but it doesn't feel like it's affecting you. Again, be conscious of your behavior. That's what I want to say though. Again, ego. Do not show off during this time. This is a very yin-yang energy for me. I feel like you're feeling good, so you could use that as a tool, which is not a healthy thing to do. And again, that's the attachment side of things that you're working on dropping. To be wary of that, because I feel as though you could be potentially creating a negative impact on moving forward if you be too egotistical within this victorious thing. So something that you're kind of accomplishing during this time. Just be wary of not being too egotistical with this, because I'm getting very yin-yang energy with all of this whole column. Because our next one, again, we have Freya, Abundance, Peace, Contentment, Seventh chakra, Archangel Uriel. Now this, we've had your blocked 6th chakra, and now we have the 7th chakra, which is our divine wisdom, and this is fully open. This is channeling. I feel as though this is you healing. You really are going through a healing period, Capricorn. Now Freya, he is all about abundance, reaping the rewards. Now this is different for everybody. This could literally just be contentment within our lives now, and I feel as though there is just this relief falling off you, and having further insights into where you want to be. But I feel as though you're realizing as well, like before, it's like realizing that you have everything that you need, and this is like saying, this is like now being like, I am realizing exactly what I like, that I do have what I desire. So actually on that thought, I feel like something that could be really productive and progressive for you is to think like, what are my aspirations? What do I actually want out of life? What do I want right now? For example, it could be that you want relationship. You want somebody who loves you, who sees you for who you are. And then you have that. You're like, oh, I do have that. So that aspiration, you can be content within this, because something you really want and desire is something that you already have. And I feel like that kind of epiphany and knowledge in itself can help build you up to kind of a more positive mindset than maybe where you have been at. Okay, so the next cards, it goes a bit more darker. We have Heartbroken and we have Blood Month. Sacrifice, offerings, and decision. Now, over here, I feel like relationship-wise, you're fine. There may be here, with the Heartbroken card, it can mean a breakup, literally, especially with that Blood Month. Now, Blood Month is sacrificing, letting go of things so that you can be healing and moving forward. So, with that being said, it's not necessarily breakup, but having a breakup and going through that and letting go would be the thing here. So if you do break up this month, letting go and realizing that that is a positive, or it will have a positive impact actually. With Blood Month, it's saying it's time to release and shed the old skin and make a sacrifice of something worthy. It's kind of like showing the universe that you are ready for something better. So keep that in mind. However, okay, you could be heartbroken over a number of things, right? You're shedding your skin in this beginning. You're letting go of attachments. And it could be, really coming to this, again, having a victory of something being resolved can bring heartbreaking grief. And that's normal, natural. You need to feel that. However, you do need to let go of something with that Blood Month. It's saying it's time to make that decision to let go. It also is like, it's saying it's time to sacrifice something. So with a sacrifice, sometimes it's literally sacrificing your ego, which is what I mentioned already. That's why I mentioned it again. Sometimes by literally letting go of your pride, and for example, saying sorry or realizing your wrongness and letting go of that pride and ego is enough for you to, again, be able to move on, move forward, and also attract the better things to you because you're no longer holding on to misery anymore. And that is really the guidance with Blood Month. She's saying make a sacrifice. Now, Blood Month, if we think of women and femininity, we bleed once a month and it is a bodily release. It brings forward a lot of emotions. It brings forward all of that kind of, in a way, aggression and irrationality, all right? Because it's the hormones all over inside us. I kind of want to see that you to see that, acknowledge that kind of analogy, that with this heartbroken, you could be in that impulsive, irrational kind of upset, and that could impact people around you, so be wary of that. So yeah, that's the kind of energy with this. Perhaps some grief, which comes with relief. We have this relief and grief, hand in hand. I don't know where that came from, so take that as you will. Action in reverse. It's not a time to act. It's a time to do. Now, when I say that, it's like, don't take action, don't be impulsive, don't make moves, but it's a time for you to do things for yourself. So this could be literally, again, swallowing your pride, realizing where you're wrong and acknowledging that. That's an action without actually taking action. And I really do feel like you shouldn't be making any big moves because, again, you're being told to be patient, be understanding, be cooperative. That's what the Fairy Norn started with, and we have it all in here. It's like you have what you need, so stop being greedy is what I wanted to say with that. So again, take that as you will. Now again, with this action card, we have the yin and yang. It's like if you want something good, don't rush for it, because anything that we get impulsively is not going to be as good as something that we work for, move towards, and take our time with. Absolutely everything works that way. When we jump into a relationship and we don't work on a relationship, we just fall into it. It has the potential of being really rough and wrong because you haven't took your time to work on, like when we're in any kind of relationship. And sometimes people don't realize that professional relationships are the same as normal relationships. You need to work on something to secure a good deal. And I think that really the way life works in the minute, like we all move from one thing to another, and then what we're getting is not quality, it's quantity. And I just get this sense of needing to say that to you, Capricorn, weirdly. We're coming to this next thing, and again we have the man holding a heart in reverse, and this is paired with the hedge witch, even, I can't even speak today, herb wisdom, secrets, and hidden lore. Secrets. Now you've had mystery and secrets, so I do feel like there's something behind the scenes that you're not seeing. The man holding a heart in reverse, I feel as though you don't need to accept gifts. And I feel like if you have something coming to you that is in like an inheritance or a gift. I feel as though it's not about, I want to say don't accept it. If it feels too good to be true, don't accept it. But also here, it's, again, it's like when it's upright, it's like generosity coming from you from a male, coming from something that's more masculine in nature. So it could be providing, it could be something in terms of a confidence boost from an external source that is masculine in nature. So again, most of the time it is something coming from a man. But I feel as though with this, it's like, no, don't receive any external help because you have all the wisdom that you need within yourself. But again, I feel like with this, I want to say about, it's not about taking action. There's wisdom in your garden. Again, herb wisdom is things that you grow and nourish yourself. And I feel like there's a lot of wisdom from being exactly where you are, and that it needs to be literally the title of this for you, is there's a lot of wisdom where you are, and to see the gratitude of where you are. And again, I want you to really, this is your homework, Capricorn, I'm giving you homework, is to think on what your aspirations are. What do you want? What's your big dream? What's the big picture? And then look at your life now, and how close to it are you? And what are you actually pushing for? And are they in alignment with each other? Do they go hand in hand? Or are they just two separate entities? Now go in alignment with the aspiration, with what you want. Pardon me, sorry guys, I'm burping into you. If you want love and a family, or that kind of lifestyle, but you're actually going for independence and financial, you're going off track. You're not going where you want to be. You're just side railing your own dreams. And I feel like that's why I want you to do that homework, because I want you to see and take inventory on where you are, because I feel there's a healing moment right here. And realizing that where you are is much closer to what you want than you've actually been anticipating and believing. So comment below and let me know if that's in alignment with you, if you believe that that's true after doing the homework. Yeah, anyway, thank you so much for being here, guys. Please subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with any future readings. It helps me out. Thanks, guys. See you next month.